Time on the track.
When we was at Whispers and we was talking to P, you wanted to punch me down?
MEANA.
I'm just asking, bro.
MEANA, at that point.
You was like this on my back, bro.
At that point in time,
you a big dude. You been like a big cocky dude.
So we're gonna bully outside.
Yeah, he was on my back like this.
No, but let me tell you how
like
he was.
Like I was down. Like I was down bad. Or
he wasn't. No, he wasn't. But then he was like, "Man, I want my motherfucking money." So I'm like, and I'm sitting there, and my dudes is right there.
You saying it to the colonel?
Yeah. No, they're telling me. I'm like,
you telling
because I see him. I'm
him?
gonna tell you what's crazy. I'm excited to see him, dog. He was one of my favorites. Him and Kango, right? And he was like, man, let me. So we started talking, and he was telling me about it, and I said, okay. I said, tell you what, dog, calm down. Let me call Pete. So I calls him. I said, man, blah 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 blah. He said, he right there. I said, yeah. And I said, what you want me to do? Because he a little irritated. You feel what I'm saying? And it was like, okay, if he just said it, then me and MEANA was gonna fight. You know what I'm saying? That's just
I ain't know
how
that.
it was. Yeah.
See, you learn something every day.
You know?
I didn't know the call was.
He was a lieutenant.
I didn't know the call was to choke me out.
No, the call.
I thought the call was to be like, man, come get this man his money.
No, the call was letting him know because P.
So you think that I was like.
No, MEANA.
Was I cutting up?
You was MEANA. You was.
You was hostile.
You know you was. Come on, we in Whispers. Everybody drinking in Whispers, and you know you was drinking. And you know how you was back then, MEANA. And you was mad about your money. I wasn't mad at you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm just sitting there and I'm like, and we had protocol. Like, regardless of what you were saying, let me holler at him first.
This shit structured over here, man.
I get it.
Shit structured, man.
I called about the money. I said, dog, look, man, saying you want money, dog. And P is like, I don't want nobody out there saying one thing that nigga live by. I don't never want a nigga to say I want nothing.
Bad mouthing.
So especially about money, you could say anything else. So I'm like, dog, you say you own your money, dog, and the homie mad or whatever or not. He was like, yeah. I said, man, what you want me to do? And he was like,
I didn't know that.
And he was like, man, he said, what you got?
I just know all y'all walked up on. I just know all y'all was behind us. Like,
did you run? No,
I think he not getting.
I want to finish running this.
Cool shit. The kind of
Dejon.
That was my dude.
That's my road dog.
Because you know I knew Dejon before I ever met you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
so the phone call, the phone call, P was like.
But see, I ain't know about the phone call part because all I know is that I'm standing there and then P come up to me. And when P come up to me, he's standing in the middle of me and Kango. And I look back and I see the whole No Limit with him.
But was he mad on the opposite side of the phone, sir?
Oh, he was mad when he walked up.
Yeah. He was more or less like, him, because he was trying to build us into New Orleans, and that's not a good look. Right, somebody gonna believe him before they believe somebody else. That nigga, he not, because he made his bones off paying you more than what you got for songs and whatever.
Right.
So if somebody's saying they owe him,
right.
You know what I'm saying, and he like,
he didn't really want that out there, like that kind of reputation.
And then his little bitty ass, you know what I'm saying, he ain't backing down. So. Right. It's like, oh man, nigga, this one of my favorites, dog. God damn.
I gotta have to put him in the head.
I thought it was. If y'all have been there and saw how them dudes were standing behind us, like arms full, all them 6 feet, whatever.
Sir, you were saying
I'm little bitty,
man,
sir.
Man,
he didn't leave me an option. He leaving me no option, sir.
It's like
it didn't go bad. It didn't go bad.
But you know why it didn't? And I'm gonna say it like this.
It didn't go bad.
He stood like a man on his business, and then at the same time, I think P could sense like, man, we fuck with him. You know what I'm saying? Like give him because he what you got on.
He said what you got on.
Yeah, and I'm like, and we had that rule back then. Always keep $1,500 or more on you, because you go to jail, your bond might be, you know what I'm saying? And so it was like, nothing because, and for me it was like.
A nigga being a man too.
Yeah, you got to respect.
That's my shit, right?
You on the bidders on that one because you only if it was $1,500 that you had in your pocket, you only gave 5. That's all they
kept
gave
a band,
us.
huh?
You kept a band. You ain't pull everything out your pocket.
You
then.
popped yourself all around your pocket.
If you had 1,500, you only gave P 5 to us.
Gas. I remember getting 15 when I told P what I gave him. I remember 15.
Well, P only gave us 5. Like so, yeah.
Oh,
but yeah, you know, but that's
he-
ups and shit that you know what I'm saying that went on in that era. Like
he stood his ground though, man.
Right.
And the funny part about it, I'm sitting here like, yeah, all of us there. Then I got about 6 dudes with me that I used to always be with at Whispers. And I'm like, is this him? I think you had Dejon with you, right?
I had me, Dejon, and Kango, but what y'all didn't know, what No Limit didn't know, that whole ball that was sitting around, that was all 17. They was just looking like
it didn't matter.
So we was looking probably, and you probably looking like this little bitch balking. But not knowing, I had a lot with us too. But that wasn't what it was about. It was just about.
Nigga stupid.
What he said?
It still could go down.
Well, yeah, it could have. Well, we wasn't by ourselves.
But you know, back then, what it was about. It was about putting them hands.
Yeah.
Ain't no.
It wasn't no gunplay type shit. It was more like, if y'all gonna tear it down, we're gonna tear it down. But what I'm saying, y'all was standing behind me. I looked at y'all and I'm like, man, but y'all didn't know. See, you saying you, Dejon, and Kango, but really we had a lot of other people too. Mm-hmm. And but I'm glad it went the right way. Yeah. And listen, one thing I could say, it took a minute or whatever. Even though P had differences with us from that point, we eventually got our money from Susan, or whatever. Mm-hmm. They paid, or whatever, and we got everything. So it's no harm, no foul of me. You know what I'm saying? I always be one. I never got to really personally talk to P about that, but overall, I don't got no problem.
But you know what? Also with him, with you, y'all, he wanted y'all, man. He really.
I told him he could have got us.
He saw a bigger vision for y'all that we all knew what y'all have been capable of.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to really think.
So we had so what Serv's saying is we had the opportunity to be with Cash Money and No Limit.